It's so easy to fall and stay down. What's hard is staying strong and not letting the world break us. If we fall, we must find the strength to get back up. It's there that we'll find happiness. You have to go through that dark place to get it. But it's there waiting for you. First, a good man just trying to make it through this thing called life. Am I the a-hole for making my wife feel like her pregnancy isn't that big of a deal? I, 44 male, and my wife, 39, female. I've been married for 15 plus years. I had stopped at 4 kids, but we got surprise baby due December. My wife hasn't been pregnant in 5 years, so this was a big deal for her and me. So she's constantly talking about it, telling everyone, and that's fine. She's excited, but it becomes a problem when she brings it up in inappropriate situations. For example, a child in our town had unfortunately passed away in a hit and run. And at the vigil, my wife said something along the lines of "I'm so thankful that our baby is okay. I couldn't live with myself if this vigil was for one of our children or the baby." I know for a fact that a few people heard her because they shot us a dirty look and scoffed. I love my wife, I do, but there are some things you don't freaking say, especially when a couple is mourning their dead child. But this post isn't about that situation. It's about something else entirely. My brother married a woman who immigrated from Iran a little over 8 years ago. She's a lovely woman and happy to have her be a part of the family. Now, if any of you know about the protests that I ran, you can get the idea on where this is going. My sister-in-law has been so anxious in having breakdowns because she hadn't been able to reach some of her family members. She has members of her family who have been protesting, female and male relatives. After the news of Serena Esmelda, rest in peace, got to her, she deteriorated even more. She's been crying, not eating, no showers, etc. She cut off all her hair to show support. But my sister-in-law just really needs to see that her family is okay. My wife and I went over there, we brought some meals, and my brother and I were going to give the ladies a spa day. In the middle of eating, my sister-in-law begins to cry silently. And while my brother is consoling her, my wife goes in to say this. "Sister-in-law, I know how you're feeling. This pregnancy has been hard, it's hard to eat, and I cry that something might go wrong because of my age, but both of us will make it through this. Now let's go to the salon and do something about that hair." My wife had a genuine smile on her face. My sister-in-law began to cry even harder. I said, sorry to them. I ushered my wife out of their house and got into the car fuming. My wife noticed I was upset and asked why. And I said, stop making everything about you and this pregnancy. Sister-in-law's having night terrors because of what's happening in her country. Worried Sake that her own family members may possibly die for protesting. Yet you go and compare her issue to your pregnancy together? My wife tried to explain her reasoning. And saying she was just trying to make her feel better. How the hell was commenting on her hair and comparing your pregnancies to the process in Iran? Go to make her feel better. My wife continued to say she did nothing wrong, but there was a time and a place for everything. My wife took off to her parents, and I've been getting calls left and right from my in-laws for not caring about my wife's pregnancy. Am I the a-hole? Yikes. What the heck? She sounds completely delusional. This pregnancy has given her something worse than baby brain. I'm not even sure what this is. Just plain rude, so very selfish. She's unable to look outside her own bubble. Yes. Pregnancy isn't easy for everyone. It can be a very difficult time, but to completely disregard other people's feelings, that's a different level. I wonder if she's talking about it constantly because she's super insecure and maybe guilty about it. Update. Married for nearly 2 decades. 4 kids with another on the way. Just found out she is cheating on me via our oldest child. How to forgive and get past this? I, male 44, recently found out my wife, female 39, who was due in December, has been cheating on me. The person who found out about the affairs is my 14-year-old. It's been a couple of days, but I'm still reeling from all this. I finally went through the evidence. And the affair has been going on for at least 4+ years. I haven't told my wife I know about her affair, but I plan on doing it soon, possibly after the baby is born. While it may not be my child, I still have so much love for this woman. Don't want to cause any harm. I know that I should probably start looking into a solicitor, separating our finances and collecting even more evidence, but I stupidly want to try to fix this, or at least not hate and love her at the same time. I planned online to my daughter to cover it up for her mother, but my daughter is a smart cookie. There's no way she'd actually believe it. How do I navigate my way through something like this? I don't want to be filled with hatred and let our kids see it. Once I initiate this divorce, all of our lives will turn upside down. I just don't want this to ruin our kids. If I do a DNA test on the girls, I know it would probably hurt them. We have 4 kids, all girls. 14, 10, 55. There's a slight chance the twins may not be my children. Just typing this makes my head hurt. I've been calling out of work, but I need to get my head on straight. Our first community reaction comes from me Hittable. 888. I plan online on my daughter to cover up for her mother, but my daughter's a smart cookie. Whatever you do, don't ever lie to your children about this. Don't lie to your kids to protect her or anyone else. You can tell the minimum age appropriate info like mom has a new friend she wants to be with instead of me. And if they want more info, go ask mom. Always put the cheating spouse on the spot for more info. It's not your responsibility to try to explain her wrong actions. If you lie to the kids, they will figure it out anyway, and they will come to distrust you. You don't want that to happen. Kids have to know what reality is. Even when it's tough, toughness builds character. They can form their own relationships with their mother based on the truth and their understanding, but you owe it to them to give them the basic truth that they need to do that. Don't lie to the kids ever. Sam Morgan 01 chimes in next. Having right over your other posts, especially the one from a few hours ago, don't lie to the kids. Try to not even really involve the kids. The eldest knows, so the two of you need to be strong right now. Get the tests, DNA, and STD, get to a lawyer. Get the divorce train rolling, as the 4+ year affair is 4+ years too many. You should want a smooth transition to being a single dad. Good luck, and I hope the kids are yours. House of Mad chimes in next. Be careful with the go ask mom advice, though. Make sure you're in the room. Don't expect your wayward spouse that has been lying to you and the entire family for so long to all of a sudden decide to start telling the truth. So not let them control the narrative, or you'll find yourself on the outside looking in. With the wayward spouse dragging your name through the mud to make themselves appear better. Fight Me 717 adds. Fight the bullet and get your twins tested and tell your wife that you will be testing the baby at birth, if not sooner, that you will be filing for divorce. You can and will be a great dad without her in your life. You also will never get past this. You might be able to forgive, but you will never trust her. Or forget about this. Also, this isn't a one-night stand or an affair. She has a relationship with another man, has been doing it for almost 5 years. Sorry, but in my opinion, she is a disgusting and vile person. I'm also wondering, were you trying to get pregnant again? Connect promotion 81 things. Test the baby sooner. You don't want to be responsible for another man's baby. Don't pay child support for 18 years. If it doesn't belong to you, get a lawyer and start the process. Lifeblood 74 thinks. You can't fix this. This isn't some wild drunken night cheat. She's been doing it for years. Kick her butt to the curb. I feel like you need To confront your wife and do what's right by your kids. Your 14-year-old is at an age where she will totally acting out and no contact her wife with the information that she knows. There's no changing that. Her life has already begun to change because of what she knows. She's probably already started to think differently of her mother. Do what you have to protect yourself. If it's been going on for this long, chances are a lot more will unfold shortly. And had you lied to your daughter would have totally placed you in the same boat as her mother. Best to be the better parent who shows their kid how to properly behave and treat people. Show them what a good person does by doing. Don't make the same mistake your wife did. 1 month later, update: the twins are not mine and neither is the newborn. I've confronted my wife. She was remorseful, but she doesn't regret it. She loves him. Her parents knew about the affair. They discovered it long before I did. They had been helping them by having my wife, soon-to-be ex-wife, and her affair partner meet at their home. Why were her parents helping her instead of being decent people? They didn't want to risk being humiliated. Her parents, basically entire family, is heavily involved in the church in our town, also didn't want to separate the twins from the real dad. 14-year-old and 10-year-old are staying with my brother and sister-in-law. I don't have the strength to be able to take care of them right now. They hate their mother and refuse to speak to her. They're both in therapy. I am too. I tried to take the twins so they could be with their sisters. But my wife put up plenty of resistance. She was begging me. I'm positive a fair partner is with her at the moment. Seen his car heading towards my in-laws' house as I left. A fair partner was also married. I've been in contact with his wife, and she said she's filing for divorce. I haven't asked her if a fair partner has tried to work things out. And frankly, I don't care. F him. F my wife, F my stupid in-laws. I always thought in-laws were up tight to holes anyway. I'm glad they're all being ostracized. Mother-in-law and father-in-law have been kicked out of the church, and from the looks of the church's social media page, they deleted anything related to them. I'm glad they're being humiliated. The one thing they feared the effing most is happening. Mother-in-law called me crying, wanted me to clear the situation up. What is there to clear up? Father-in-law wanted me to work things out, but I simply asked him if it was him in this situation. Would he be working things out? He answered with silence before hanging up. Wife has been trying to reach out to me. I refuse to answer. I get just a tiny bit happy seeing how frantic she is to contact me. I don't know what she wants. And I don't want to speak to her anytime soon. I know I'll eventually have to. Before I got the results, I was ready to take her to court and get custody of the twins. I'm pathetic. Going to work is a struggle. My coworkers look at me with pity. I don't even grocery shop anymore. I can feel everyone looking in whispering. I've lost about 15 pounds since this whole thing came to light. I can barely get any sleep. Therapy is not helping. This has been the worst year of my life. I wish I had kept my mouth shut in the car a few months ago. If I had then, I'd be enjoying time with the newborn and decorating the house. The house is silent. It should be loud with my daughters laughing and arguing. I should be changing a diaper. I should be hearing my wife try to outperform Mariah Carey. The house should smell sweet and be warm. 30 diapers should be in a trash bag waiting to be thrown out. I should be smiling and laughing. This house should be filled with happiness and life. Now it's just cold, empty, and quiet. Everything I did was for nothing. I had a sad childhood. I wanted a happy adulthood. I can't even seem to effing win. I always lose. I don't feel like a man. I don't even feel human. The community offers some support. Abbreviations Old 5833 says, "Hey, man. I don't envy your situation. It's a tragedy what's happening to you. One step at a time, starting with cutting off your ex and her family. Take care." Late 982 adds in. Jumping on the top comment to say, "Pete, your girls need you." The 10 and 14-year-old are hurting too. They've had their lives ripped apart, and they need you to be a parent. Go to your brothers and hold them close. Stay with family until you're strong enough to bring the girls home. I'm so sorry for the loss of the other kids. It must feel like several deaths. I can't imagine the pain you're in. However, if you want split custody of the twins and your posts indicate that you do, they're legally yours. She can't stop you from having them. They know you, they love you, and I believe the law would be on your side. Especially because of the family element with the other girls, and established paternity. It's also entirely okay to give them up, to grieve them and let them go, especially if her and the fair partner are going to be together. Give yourself time to make decisions. Don't give up on therapy. It will take time. You are not pathetic. You are human, and you are dealing with trauma. She is pathetic, as is her family and a fair partner. They are cruel and selfish and ugly. All of them, destructive people, leave a trail of broken hearts. Don't let them take more of your life than they already have. Healing will be hard, but work on it. Make it your mission to give your kids the best life. To lead the best life. Her shame is not yours. You didn't cheat or lie or deceive. Dreaded Avenger adds, I'm sorry, OP. You married into a monstrous family. You can recover from this, but it will be outside of these evil people. Ranger Info adds, you have to accept the truth that none of what she did is a reflection of you. It is 100% a reflection of her failure as a moral and ethical person. It is normal to feel embarrassed, but in actuality, there is no valid reason to feel that way. Please look after yourself first and foremost. See a doctor to get help with the sleep thing. Get plenty of exercise, eat healthy, avoid alcohol. Lean on a few trusty friends or family for emotional support. Consider finding an individual counselor that specializes in betrayal trauma. You did not lose. Your soon-to-be ex-wife and her affair partner are choosing to move forward in life with a known cheater. They have lost. They just don't know it yet. Your in-laws are losers, and they are already paying the price. Go out in public with your head held high. You have been betrayed. You're not the betrayer. They have to go out in public and put on a show. But they know that most people find them disgusting. It will take time, but keep taking it one day and one step at a time. I promise you will get through this. Admirable add 801 things. You have 2 daughters, and that's your family. They need you now. Petition to have your name removed from the twins' birth certificate. If you're sure to be ex-wife, once you and her fair partner kids' lives, they can ask. And it's up to you. You will not bankroll their offspring. You have your 2 daughters that need you. The twins know a fair partner as dad. Your in-laws help with that. Find out if your state has fraternity fraud charges. Your wife knew for 4 years, milking you dry, picking fights to stay at her parents' for more family time with the affair partner. Cut them all off. Get in the gym. Your 2 girls are scared. They're looking at you for guidance. You need to find a way to be strong for them. They were cheated out of a house as well. Get a lawyer, all communication through the lawyer. The twins know and have known their father. Her fair partner getting her hope he enjoys this package of deceit. They will not last. When he gets all of her, it will be his loss. God. I'm so sorry, Opie. This is horrific and totally not what anybody wants to hear or go through. You're such a good person and you did everything right. You did nothing wrong. Your wife is a monster. No matter how much you feel like falling apart right now, you need to pull it together for your kids. I'm so sorry you're hurting. Betrayal is absolute murder, but you have to be strong and show up for them right now, and you are a man. You are a good man. Don't allow your wife to make you think anything less. Your ex just totally ruined something beautiful because of her own ugliness and selfishness. Her children will never look at her the same, and that's on her. Not you. How could her religious parents look at her and stand by what she's doing? That's infuriating. Moreover, you would have been living a lie if you had stayed. It would have eaten you up alive. But because you're a good man, you stood up for yourself and said enough is enough. I'm so sorry you had a rough childhood, but by making the choices you are and taking the proper steps to protect you and your kids, you're helping to create a better life for them. You will have a happy ending. This is only the beginning. Don't give up. What are your thoughts? Up next, some light to guide the way home. Positive update nobody asked for. The grass is definitely greener on the other side. First of all, I'd like to thank community for the amazing support I received in the last 2 years of my journey. I, female 29, was married to my ex, male 30-something. For 8 years. Cheated when I was pregnant with our second child in 2017. And I forgave him, did therapy, thought he'd change. Caught him having an affair again in 2021, and left him. I was extremely dependent on him for everything. He controlled our finances, my clothing, our routine, everything. Leaving him at first was absolutely terrifying as he had taken care of everything. For so long, I truly did not know how to navigate the world. I married him quite young at 20, and I was extremely naive and had never been on my own. I struggled a lot at the beginning. Thankfully, when I left, I already had a career. Doesn't pay much. Still, he made 75% of our family income. I was terrified of being able to afford an attorney, but I did it. I saved money and hired a somewhat affordable local attorney who guided me through the divorce. I was able to obtain primary custody. The divorce finalized in May of 2022. I lived with my mom from October 2021 until October of 2022. I distinctly remember him telling me I left, that I'd never be able to succeed without him, that I'd never be able to afford an apartment for me and the kids, that everything I was thanks to him. That was my driving motivation to bust my butt this year to make all my dreams happen on my own. I took extra jobs, sold my beloved truck, saved money like hell. Well, I am so happy to say it's true. You can definitely make it on your own. As a single dad, as a single mom, your situation seems bleak right now, but you can make it. I'm pleased to say I closed on my home in October, a beautiful 1,400 square foot home on a 0.3 acre lot. Amazing neighborhood. The mortgage eats almost half of my monthly income. But I don't care. I'm happy on my own. I think, did it on my own. I'm going to therapy every Saturday, and I have a good routine with my sons. We get to come home every day. And eat whatever we want and wear whatever we want and be loud and lazy. I'm even seeing a guy. And I don't feel insecure. I'm loving my life right now. I'm so happy I decided to not forgive again. The hard work and struggle was completely worth it. I'm not sure how my life will develop in the next few years, but I am proud to say it will happen on my terms, and I survived infidelity. P.S. He didn't call CPS on me because I called his bluff and told him it was a crime to make a malicious call. He backed off, still being a pain in the butt, but that's another story. Thank you all for being here for a stranger. I love you all, and I hope you guys achieve success and peace, which you will. Good night from Texas. Comfortable Step 317 from the community says, good for you. I'd love to hear the success stories. You have a bright future. Your ex will always be a miserable narcissist, at least he's not your problem anymore. Straight out of the 70s chimes in. Yay! I'm so happy to hear this. So proud of you. Now, don't go rushing back into the marriage until you 100% know the new person. Just enjoy living your life and enjoy your independence of freedom. I'm betting your kids are so much happier too. Having a happy mom has probably meant the world to them, to the point of them thriving. So anybody worth having will let you call the shots and not pressure you to give up your new happiness in any way. Best wishes. Hope you and the kids have a wonderful Christmas. Jackie of Hearts says I'm so happy for you and thank you for sharing your inspiring story. Yes. This is beautiful. Thanks so much for sharing this with us. OP. Thank you for joining us today on our space. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. We hate for you to miss out.